evening and welcome to TiVi Tuan-san News at 6. My name is Khanh Linh. In today's news, TiVi Tuan-san officially launched its bilingual television online with more than 60 guests in attendance. French authorities say the Calais camp known as Jungle has been completely cleared. And the investigation in the Dreamworld theme park tragedy continues, with the park set to reopen tomorrow. To today's top story, TiVi Tuan-san has officially launched its television online, which is believed to be the first type of online media in Australia's Vietnamese community. Over 60 people, including politicians, religious leaders, and Vietnamese community leaders, attended the 2-hour event in Melbourne's inner suburb of Collingwood. The addition of the company's television online is aimed at engaging the younger Vietnamese generation and the Vietnamese community as a whole. I interviewed some of the guests today, and here's what they had to say.
Well, look, I think it's a really important service, and the fact that you're taking the opportunity to go to the next level, to progress what has been around for 30 years, I think is a really important step, because we can't stay still in life. Things are always changing a little bit, and we know there's a very dynamic TV online environment. We know it's a very competitive market, and in order to stay relevant, of course, going online with a TV service is one great way to do it. Well, it's a really significant community, and it's not just in terms of its numbers, but it's made a great contribution. I think that we've seen particularly a real strong work ethic. Vietnamese have come here and have started businesses, have worked very hard. Also a very strong sense of family, which I think is wonderful. Just that strong sense of tight-knit families, which of course is the building block of a great society.
I know what TiVi Tuan-san means to my community. I represent the seat of Jellybrand in Melbourne's West, from Footscray through to Sunshine West, and I hear all the time how valuable a source TiVi Tuan-san is to people in my electorate. In fact, I've had people tell me that it's where they get all their news from. So when I heard that the online TV media was launching, I thought I have to be there to see it. Well, it's the future, isn't it? Everything is going online, everything is going the audio-visual. I'm particularly happy to see the English language programming as well. I've been really heartened to see in the community that the work that the younger generations are making to maintain that contact with their Vietnamese heritage, investing in their dual identity. So media outlets that are both in Vietnamese language and English language talking about issues affecting the Vietnamese community, I think is very important. So I strongly support that.
Look at the business, the growth of the business, the responsiveness of the editor, of the people who are working together to respond to the needs of the Vietnamese community. They are going online, and they are smart too. They are meeting the requirement of the new generation of younger Vietnamese who may not be able to speak Vietnamese, but they speak English a bit, more. And the non-Vietnamese, the people from outside of the Vietnamese who want to know a bit about the Vietnamese, I think that is they're doing a good job.
TiVi Tuan-san, which was established at the end of 1985, is one of the first Vietnamese weekly newspapers to have circulated in Melbourne and then Australia-wide the following year. To news around the world, French authorities say they have finished clearing the Jungle, a shanty town outside Calais, built by migrants who had hoped to cross to Britain. In a statement, the Interior Minister said a total of nearly 6,000 people have been taken to 450 reception centres across France. More than 300,000 have made the Mediterranean crossing so far this year, and many are likely to head for Britain. Hong Kong's legislature has descended into chaos as two pro-independence lawmakers defied a barring order. They allegedly barged into the chamber as Democrats formed a human chain around them, forcing the session to be adjourned. On Tuesday, the president of Chinese Roots Cities Legislative Council delayed the swearing-in of Zhou Weijing and Bak Ziolong and temporarily banned them from attending meetings. The former British colony of Hong Kong returned to Chinese rule in 1997 under the principle of one country, two systems. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, local authorities have seized 1 ton of ivory smuggled from Kenya, the 5th such seizure in the past month. The ivory was hidden in timber in 2 containers en route to Cambodia via Vietnam. A customs official says the shipment was seized today at Calais port in the southern commercial hub of Ho Chi Minh City. Earlier this month, authorities seized 3.5 tons of ivory in 3 shipments illegally imported from Africa at the same port. State media say 1 ton of ivory cost over $2.3 million on the black market. Elephant ivory is used as jewelry and home decorations in Vietnam, which ban hunting of its own decreasing population of elephants. Cambodia and Vietnam have signed a trade enhancement agreement which will see Cambodia export 300,000 tons of rice to Vietnam annually in a duty-free way. According to a press release issued by the Cambodian Ministry of Commerce, the deal was inked in Vietnam's capital of Hanoi. The arrangement is expected to boost bilateral trade relations, improve people's lives and contribute to economic development between the 2 neighbours. Back to news in Australia. Police in Queensland are continuing their investigation at Dreamworld theme park, where 4 adults died after being trapped under the unturned raft. 2 men and 2 women who all lived in Australia died when the Thunder River Rapids ride overturned earlier this week. 2 children who managed to escape the disaster have been treated for injuries in hospital. Meanwhile, Dreamworld is defending its safety record in light of documents that show previous allegations of safety breaches. The owner of the park said the ride has completed its annual mechanical and structural safety engineering inspection on September the 29th. The park is scheduled to reopen on Friday, with all the proceeds to be donated to the Australian Red Cross. That's all from TiVi Tuan-san News at 6. I'm Khanh Linh. Thank you for your company.